Question 37, the A part of it. Circle the expression that can be used to work out the sum of interior angles of an n-sided regular polygon. This question is all about formula. It's not really hard. The formula to be used is determined by this part of this question that says the sum of interior angles. The formula for the sum of interior angles of a polygon is n minus 2 times 180. And it says when it's n-sided, if it were to be 10-sided, it will be 10 minus 2 times 180. But here we're taking this n as n because we're giving the number of sides as n. And if you look at the options, you don't have this in it. And you can simply further solve this. The 180 is multiplying n minus 2. N minus 2 is in the bracket and is linked with 180 by times. So when you're opening the bracket, you multiply the 180 times n and the 180 times minus 2. If you look at the options, none of them is having a bracket. So based on this, you should know this bracket would have to go off. And the only way to get that done is to open this bracket. So you have 180 times n is just simple algebra, that's 180n. Then you have 180 times minus 2. 180, that's plus 180 times minus 2. This 180 has a positive. You have positive times negative will give you negative. 180 times 2 will give you 360. So this is minus 360. So of the options, we have our answer as 180n minus 360. This is the answer. If you are given the number of sides as a, here you will have a and here you have 180a minus 360. Whatever the value you are given, it will be 180 the value minus 360. B, the question says work out the sum of interior angles of a hexagon. A hexagon is a 6-sided polygon. That means for this B, n is 6. You can use this formula and you can also use this, you get the same answer. If you change this n to 6 and say 6 minus 2, that's 4. 4 times 180, the result you get is same thing as saying 180 times 6 minus 360. Let's use this. We have 180 times 6 minus 360. You have to multiply 180 times 6 first. 180 times 6 is 1080 minus 360. 1080 minus 360 will give you 720. So the sum of the interior angles of a hexagon is 720. You already have the degree sign here, so you don't need to put it. If you don't have it, you have to put it so you can get your full mark. The C part of the question says work out the value of the interior angle of a regular octagon. The question says the interior angle, not the sum of the interior angles. You have to be careful. The use of English is very important. The formula is a bit different from the one that has to do with the sum of the interior angles, which is this. The formula for one of the interior angles of a regular polygon is similar to this but quite different. That's n minus 2 in brackets 180 over n, where n is the number of sides. You can also use this, you can put all here, 180n minus 360 over n. Apply any of these two formulas, you get the same answer. A octagon is an 8-sided polygon, so your n is 8. Having n as 8, we plug in 8 to this formula and get our result. That's one of the angles, not the sum of all the angles. So we have 8 minus 2 in bracket 180 over the value of your n is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6 times 180 over 8. You can cancel, and in a question like this, you most likely be allowed to use a calculator. But let's say you're not allowed to use a calculator. You can say 2 here, 3, 2 in 8, 4. That first. 2 can go here, 2 in 4, that's 2. 2 in 180 will give you 90. 2 can still go in 90. You can say 2 here, 1, 2 in 90 will give you 45. So we are left with 3 times 45. 3 times 45 will give you 135 degrees. So the answer to C is 135 degrees. Hope you understand.